I wanna rub against you, wanna rub. I wanna rub against you, wanna rub love. I wanna rub against you, wanna rub. I wanna rub against you, come on. Put on a slow and sexy groove. I just wanna rub against you. Oh.
Good afternoon, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting me again. This is Tracy. This is Tuesday afternoon. I am on my lunch break and I am spending it with you guys because I love you guys so much. And whenever I feel the need to spend my time with you guys, whenever there's a chance, there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it. And today is a good opportunity for me to take my lunch and spend it with you guys. So if this is your first time tuning in though, thank you so much. Thank you for clicking on my video and watching it till the end. Look, till the end. Okay? Hit that subscribe button. Help your girl out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell twice to be notified and reminded when I upload a new video. Okay? Like, share, and comment. Please comment. I really would love to interact with you guys. Okay? So before I get started on my topic, I am having today curry chicken. I had it before at the restaurant by my job, but I don't get it all the time. And I didn't bring no lunch, I didn't bring no coffee, I didn't bring nothing today. And I said, you know what? So I got my windows down because this is going to have my car like smelling. But it's nice and hot. And let me tell you, oh my God, I haven't did a, look at this. This is freshly made. They make it fresh. They do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It looks like some kind of jasmine rice. Or so, I think it is jasmine rice. And this is curry chicken. And you can just, I wish you was in the car with me so you can smell this. It got my car smelling all like curry. I'm going to take a bite and then I'm going to talk to you guys about something. And that's just the rice and the sauce, the curry sauce. It's kind of spicy too. It's a little bit more spicier than when they usually do it, but I love it. That's the chicken. It has so many different herbs in it. Indian. Okay? It has so many different herbs in it. And oh, it's just, this is really good. Curry chicken. Woo! Not only is it hot and spice, it's hot and heat. Look, your girl is greedy. Can't even let it cool off. Just eat, just greedy. Okay? Oh my God. You guys. I'm drinking this water. It's sparkling water here. It's sparkling natural mineral water. It's really good. So today, you would not believe this. My best friend that lives in the Bay Area, 'cause I'm from Oakland. I mean, I live in Sacramento. I told you guys that. I've been living here for a long time. And she's still there. And we don't talk a lot. See, we don't have to talk every single day. Okay? But we do check in with each other. And it's been a while since I checked in with her. And I did a video on her before. She works at the post office at night and all that stuff. So I finally called her because we've been playing phone tag. I said, girl, I'm so sorry. You know, my dad just passed. I've been kind of dealing with all that stuff. Because I haven't really had time to call. She said, girl, my dad passed last month. And I've been meaning to call. Her dad lives out of state, so she just got back. She's been in Arkansas for almost 3 weeks. I was gonna say 2 weeks, but it's actually 3 weeks. So anyway, it's just a trip how things happen in threes. They say things happen in threes. My father and then her father, and it seemed like me and her, we are so close. That's my best friend. We've been friends for over 35 years. It seems like when I go through something, she goes through something. It's like, that's just how it is. So she called her mom because she wanted to vent about some of the things that she was feeling in regards to her father, because her father had, moved away out of state and lived there for majority of her life. He moved away when she was a little girl. So when he moved away, she was still raised in California. And so her mom and dad had a really bad breakup. Okay, the breakup was bad, and she was really young. So the family, her father's family, did her mom cold when they was younger. You know how it is when you have a brother and all them sisters, and the sisters be all up in the brother's business and be jealous of the girlfriend and all that stupid stuff. And I'm just paraphrasing this, making it short because I only got that much time on my lunch break. But I want to give you the whole story. I want to give you the feel of this, okay? So the breakup was bad, and the father really, really abused the mother really, really bad, and emotionally abused her when she was a child. And so did his family. His family did this. They was like, would gang up on her sometimes, It was just a bad situation. So that's the history on that. So of course, her mom and dad been broke up, for years. They've been broke up for 40, 50 years. I mean, a long, long time. So her father passed away, and she called her mom just to vent about some things and tell her how she felt about how she was treated by, the stepmom and her, her, I don't like saying half sisters and brothers, but her sisters and brothers that the father had with the other woman. She is his only child, and and her mother told her, your father and his family treated me so bad, and they made my life really difficult, and the way they treated you and tormented you, it made our relationship bad. And she said, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, I'm sorry to hear about your father, but that I don't want to really hear what you're saying. I don't really have space in my life right now to hear all what you're saying. I really don't. She's moved on, and her mother had other kids and has been remarried, and she doesn't hate. I mean, she her mother don't wish no, harm on the family, but she just don't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to deal with them. They're a part of her past, and she didn't even want to hear her talk about some of the things that she was even going through. She told her she has to grieve on her own, handle it on her own, grieve on her own. She didn't want to hear it. None of it. She has to deal with it on her own. And then her mother said, when my, mother died and grandmother died, I didn't have nobody to talk to, so I had to deal with it on my own. So you need to deal with yours on your own. And listen to that, I'm like, wow. Being a parent, being a mother, and you have to do it on your own, and you know what you went through. Why would you want your daughter to... See, you always want your kids to have better than you, to not have to experience the things that you experience. You always want to give your children better than what you had, And So come to find out, then her mother ends up talking to the sister, the main one that really mistreated her back in the day. And it kind of bothered my friend. She was like, well, I'm your daughter. You didn't even want to hear me vent and talk mess about the situation, but you would take the time out and listen to her, knowing that you don't even really like her no more. You don't care about her. She treated you a certain type of way when you were younger, and you don't want to even have nothing to and so it bothered my friend. And she reached out to her mom and said, I'm your daughter. You didn't even want to excuse me. You didn't even want to listen to me talk about it. And then, so she said, she told her mother, it was very contradictory of you. I'm your daughter. You never seemed like you ever had my back, ever been loyal to me. Ever just had my back. Anybody can say anything about me and you just jump on their bandwagon. It's like, and so she gets it from both sides. It's like she just feels lost, because it's like on her father's side, they treat her they treat her like an outcast. And then from her mother, and so I was saying, maybe there's a resentment with you and the different, the other kids that your mom had, because this particular father, she doesn't like. He hurt her real bad, and the family hurt her real bad. So when she looks at you, she sees them, and your demeanor and your way you think and the things that you're going through is a reflection of them, and that's what she doesn't like and can't deal with. And a lot of her emotional issues and a lot of the things that she's been through was the cause of her mental abuse that she went through from her father's side, which did, in result, make her relationship with her mother hard, because she was a young girl that was mentally tormented. And she's like my age, so they didn't have a lot of mental health programs and psychiatrists and all that like they do now. They had it, but not like they do now. As time go on, as time progressed, medicine, the art of medicine gets better. Just like back in the day when syphilis came out, they didn't know what all these disease. Now they know about all this stuff. Now they know how to treat all this stuff. Mental health was a problem, but they didn't know it was. They would always say, oh, she got ADHD, or oh, she's just bad, or oh. They didn't know about it then, so that made it hard too. And then today her mother told her, you blaming me for your problems, and that's not what she was doing. She was telling her how she felt, that it hurt her that you could sit there and take time out to listen to the auntie complain about the wife and how she's mistreating all his family, and listen to her whine and cry, but not even take that same time and listen to your own daughter. You shut her down, and so that's what bothered her. And her mother's response was, you need to stop blaming everybody else for your problems, and you need to handle your grief on your own. And she's like, this is so less filled. And I told her, I said, I kind of lightweight, I kind of have that issue too, with my mom. When I try to tell her certain things that hurt me or bother me, or what's making me be the way that I am, or what happened to me in my past that's making me the way I am now. It's like sometimes people just don't want to take any responsibility. They don't want to take any responsibility for anything, for any part that they played in it. And it's not a blaming thing. It's her daughter. I mean, my friend was just telling her mom that she just felt again betrayed. She don't care about her talking to her, but damn, you didn't even want to talk to me about the situation, and I'm your child. And she said there's always been a difference between her and her other siblings, from her mom. And I was thinking, I said, that is a true thing. Because let me give you this analogy. I have 2 dogs. I have American Bulldog and a Yorkie, okay? And I love them both, I do. I got my Yorkie first, and then 2 weeks later, almost a month later, we got the American Bulldog. And at first, I was adamant. I was like, I do not think I can handle a big dog. But what ended up happening is I fell in love with that big dog. That big dog listens. He's obedient. He was easy to train. He's so loving and cuddly. And you tell him to stop, he stops. You tell him to sit, he sits. I mean, he is just obedient, okay? Now that little old thing, that Yorkie I got, she just pisses and shits all around the house. She don't listen. Okay, all she do is bark and bark and bark and bark and bark. So she gives me a run for my money. I have to put more work in with the Yorkie than I have to do with the Bulldog. I have to really, really put my work in with her. And she's starting to feel a certain type of way because I found myself being more partial to the big dog than her. And I notice when I'm more partial to him, she starts doing things. She starts pissing more, barking, and doing things I don't like her to do. She started biting on my shoes, just doing stuff. And then when I thought about it and I started spending more time with her and taking time with her, that situation kind of ceased a little bit. But I caught myself. Excuse me, you guys. I caught myself because I was doing it unknowingly. I was being partial to that big dog because he's so perfect. Not really perfect, but he don't make me work for it. He's easier. There's no work. With the Yorkie, there's more work with that. She has needs. She's more needier in a different way. Whereas the big dog is more independent, but she's more needy. So I have to treat her differently, and I found myself treating her differently on the negative side. And every time I catch myself, I have to stop. Now, I'm just doing that with dogs. Can you imagine having multiple kids? And you got a couple kids that are easier, and you got one that's troubled. And you kind of get tired of dealing with the troubled one, so you kick that one to the curb. And when the troubled one does things for attention or act out because maybe something triggered them to do that, and then someone calls the mother and say, this troubled kid here, your daughter or your son just did that, and then you just automatically take that person's side and not even investigate as to why or what happened. You just automatically jump on their bandwagon and say, yeah, I know, I have problems with her all her life. She's this, she's that, and she don't listen, and I'm tired of her. I've been talking to her and I'm just wore out. I can't do it no more. You just jump right in with them. Well, how do you think that makes that person feel? Okay? So that's what my friend is going through. And I kind of can relate to that too. And it hurt her so bad for her mother to tell her she just need to grieve. You need to grieve on your own. You need to go on and grieve on your own. I am moving forward with my life. I don't have time. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. You deal with it on your own. But then you turn right around and talk to the same people that hurt you and mistreated you back then, that you don't really give a care about, and give them your time. And I was just like, wow, and it's a hurting thing, because as humans, as parents, we don't realize the things that we do to our children because of whatever we've been through as we were growing up. It projects back on that child. And we don't even realize, too, that when we get into another relationship and have other kids, but that one kid that doesn't have the same father, that one kid is an outsider, because that one kid's father is the one you can't stand. So because you can't stand that particular kid's father and family, that one feels the repercussions of that. Unknowingly you're doing it. You're not doing it on purpose, but you're doing it. See, what's in your heart comes out your mouth, comes out your actions. Sometimes you may not be thinking it, but it's in your heart. Have you noticed when you get mad at somebody and you start arguing, everything you felt and everything you wanted to say comes out easier when you're mad? That's how you're really feeling. It took you to get mad to say it. You meant it. It just took you to get mad to say it. The anger gave you the courage to say how you really feel. Now maybe it came out a little bit more harsher than you wanted to be, but it's the truth. A parent can really love their children, love the other ones more than that other one. It can really happen, unfortunately. And it shows in the actions. It shows in their loyalty towards their children, the ones they stand up for, the ones, the ones they stand up for and the ones that they don't. The ones that they, hey, they can even love their sisters more than they love their own children. They can love their own sibling more than they love their own children. A mother could love their own sister more than they can love their own daughter. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with the daughter being jealous of the sister. It has nothing to do with it. It's the boundaries that is overstepped by the sister, by the mother's sister, and the mother don't even set boundaries. Just let the sister say and do whatever she want to do to the daughter, and then when the daughter fight back, she's wrong. There she go again with her drama, but they're not realizing that it's a reaction to her feelings of how she was treated. All that's overlooked because that parent don't care. She loves her daughter, but that care for that daughter is not there. She loves her, never wants anything to happen to her. But the care is not there. She don't care for her. She don't care about her feelings. She don't care about her, what she's hurting over. And she doesn't care so much until she don't even listen to the daughter tell her what is wrong with her. She automatically jumps to the conclusion that she's blaming her and blaming everybody else for her problems, and that's not what she's doing. And it's so funny that my friend called me and said all this stuff, because this is a lot of stuff that go on in families, and we need to break the cycle. A lot of things that we go through in life as an adult, I said it before, it resonates from things that happen in their childhood. And sometimes, we be trying to really want to fix it with our parents. We want to tell them, hey, this is what's wrong. This is what bothers me. You want to move forward, but then you got the parent who don't even want to say, you know what, you're right. There were times I didn't have your back, or there were times I didn't care, or there were times, or just keep it real. Yes, you remind me of your father's side, and that's been really difficult for me. That's the first step. When we start having children, they're human too. And we all are broken. We're all human. We're all broken. But we have to be careful not to let it overflow into our children. Because they're going to grow up with that same issue. And then we got the insecurities, the low self-esteem, the girls, the women not feeling worthy enough to be loved by a good man. Or they don't feel worthy enough to be a good mother. Or they don't feel, the sons or don't feel worthy enough to be a good man or a good father. It's a vicious cycle that we need to stop. We need to break it. We need to break that cycle within our own families. We need to listen to our children. We need to listen to our kids. We need to listen to our family members. We need to listen to our brothers and our sisters. We need to listen to our cousins. We need to listen to it. Starts at the home first. It starts at home. If we can get this together at home, then our relationships at work would be better. Our relationships with friends would be better. Our relationships with people would be better. It would be. It would. And it starts off at just taking responsibility for the part that we played in it. And even if you don't want to take responsibility, you should take responsibility. You should own it. But at least to just throw it off on the other person and say you're blaming me for your issues. No, we're not. I'm telling you what's wrong with me. So my friend, I feel so bad for her because she's getting it from the father's side. Because the stepmother don't like her because, she just likes the kids that she had with her father. And then the father, he wasn't strong enough to make her respect his kid. And it's just, then her mother treats her different because of her father and what they've been through. This family division needs to stop. We need to get a hold on it. We need to work on our family unit. Yes, we do, you guys. And I feel so bad for my friend right now. I really do. I feel bad for her and bad for myself. I feel bad for her and bad for myself. And this curry chicken is making me feel good right now, temporary. Look, it's good. That's heavy. When your mama told you to grieve for your daddy on your own, won't even be there for you. And she's handling it good. She just really wanted to vent about the issues of how she's been treated right now, the grieving part, that's something she does on her own, in the comfort of her own house, in her own quiet space. She ain't on the phone crying and going through all them changes. She's not doing that. She just wanted to vent a little bit about some of the things that's going on, and mother didn't even want to hear it. But she listened to the sister that used to dog her out back in the day. She gave the sister her time and not her daughter. That's heavy, y'all. Leave your comments. I want to know about your comments. Let me know if you have a situation like this, if you have multiple kids, different fathers, or if you are a product of that and you feel like you're being treated different, if there's a difference between one sister and one brother than the other, let me know. Leave it in a comment. Let's talk. And again, about my 2 dogs, I'm telling you, it does happen. I have 2 dogs, and I'm doing it with the dogs. Just imagine humans. But let me tell you, each time I feel myself doing it, I catch myself. I do want you guys to know that. I catch myself. But I'm letting you know, it does happen. It does. Look here, you guys. I'm going to end this video because my lunch is almost over. I got a little bit left. I'm going to take another bite. This is curry chicken and rice. Thank you for joining me for lunch. Thank you for clicking on my video. I want you guys to leave your comments. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. You already know my endings and all that. I don't have to keep saying it. But for the new people that just coming on, keep your head up, chest out, nose level. You don't want to be walking around with your nose all up in the air because you feel the way you feel. No. Love yourself. Regardless of who you feel don't love you. Accept who you are. Even though your family, your mother, your father, no one truly accepted you for who you are, just know that you love you and you accept you for who you are. Because God made you. I want all you guys to know that God made you, and He made a beautiful, beautiful thing. God don't make no mistakes. He made you. He created you. You are molded in the way you're supposed to be molded. Okay? You can make some adjustments, though. We all can make some adjustments. And let's do that together, you guys. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me your comments. Let's talk, you guys. I want you to know I love you. God loves you. And we're going to walk this walk together. Okay? Keep your head up, chest out, nose level. Keep a smile on your face regardless of what you feel inside. You keep smiling regardless of what you feel inside. You keep smiling regardless of what you feel inside. Okay? All right. So until the next video, peace.